Subalpine fir. Yeah, super tall, tallest trees. They're not gonna fit on my bench and behind there, so I'm gonna have to do all the work down here. My biggest pots are these. These are my two biggest containers, and I'm thinking I want to go with this one. It just looks heavier, and you know, part of it is, well, you know, even though that's like a nicer pot, possibly even bigger, but not as deep. These trees are so big to put them in that shallower one. I'm not sure. So we'll see when I get in there and see how much roots, and I might just have to build a box for it. Yeah. And then, you know, it's just pushing out its buds. I've got lots and lots of back buds. This thing is budding profusely. I cut this one back. I want this to be the more dominant tree, so I'm slowly going to try to cut this one back. I just wanted to see if it was how much vigor was in it, and tons this year. So okay, so I got them. I got them in this container, squished them in. Sorry if it's not the best video, but I don't want to move that any more than I have to. I want it just to set, and so you can see, it was my biggest container by far, and still I had a hard time getting that in there. There's actually quite a bit at the bottom. It's this side that was sort of giving me trouble. But yeah, I'm just thrilled with how it turned out. I love the angle that I ended up getting, which is just one smidgen over here, which is just that tiny little hole between the two. Because this has that strange sort of bulge there. So this reduces it, and it actually makes the back tree look more dominant. Now, of course, I have to continue that theme up here, probably by lowering this even lower, having that a little bit higher. But you can see it's pushing out, it's starting to push out its growth. Western white pine, time for a repot. It's been in here quite a long time. I did style it up and move the trunk, and you can see there's some scar marks. Luckily, there's not many of these. Like, there's just this one and this one up above here. So that really, those are the things that, it'd be nice to be scarless, but it has some scars on it, but it doesn't look like wire candy cane. Had a nice comment. Someone talked about, making it much more literati, so like reduce a bunch of the foliage and make it, just have way less branches in total. So, but either way, I got to repot it, and we'll go from there. So there it is in this dish. I found a dish at the secondhand store. Drilled some holes in it, and but yeah, it's nice because it doesn't really look. It looks like pottery. It looks like it could be. And it's got that nice design. And I wasn't totally sure of the front. Maybe it's over here. I'm not sure, but luckily it's in a round container, and so I can kind of tweak it a bit. And I do like the idea of turning this into much more like a literati, and so getting rid of a whole bunch of branches. But just gotta let it recover. Larch. So I got it in this round blue container. I wasn't totally sure. Partly I wasn't totally sure of the front, but again, round container. I can kind of get away with it, although you do want the hole in either in the center or offset with the other ones. But it's and it's also got a thick rim back there and thinner, and so I wanted the thinner and thicker in the back. But yeah, it's kind of, it'll be something interesting to work with. I do like this feature in here, and so maybe there's another carved out. No, I don't think so. I'll just leave it. I don't want to touch it. It's too natural and nice. But you can see it's breaking and cracking all in there, so there might get more of that. And then yeah, I just have to come up with some sort of design here with the top of the tree. Another repot. I didn't really have the before. Beautiful roots. I mean, I had seen this and this under, so the way it was put under. So just seeing this beautiful root structure come out, so nice. The back one I had to kind of chop to get it in there. It was heading out that way. So I've sort of covered it, but it's pretty straight. It doesn't even have much undulation, so it kind of looks, you know, if I could just get it over a teeny bit more, that would be beautiful, but tree structure's kind of sitting here. So, you know, I'd love to style this and get this up a little bit, and move these branches in. I just have to wait. Just patience on this one. But yeah, I just love what I found there. Just that continuation of the line that makes it so nice. And this was such a brutal, you know, elbow and then just straight. And so to have this, just adds this line to it that just makes it really beautiful. Yeah, nice container. Managed to get a really thin one. This is one I had made previously. So it's not one of the newer ones, and it's not sprayed. It was just dark like this. I must have put a bunch of dye in the cement. But yeah, just so amazing to get it in a nice thin container like that. Quite a big, thick base. And it's got this sort of triple gin branch there, like at some point it had been topped or something. And so, yeah, it's kind of lanky, you know, and I've been trying to grow interior buds and I've got quite a bit happening. And so, you know, it is kind of one of those questions of do I try to turn it into a, you know, like grow it out from all these small branches, or do I try to use some of these bigger ones? And there is some nice buds forming interior, and maybe some of these branches aren't so thick, and so I can try to use that. But for now, it's just a transplant. It's just a, for now, it's just a new pot and repot. It's been in here, I want to say 3 years. I like this pot a lot. It's got these clean ridges, which makes this not seem nearly as thick. Like if that was a straight wall, it'd be so thick. So yeah, it's just, that one turned out really well as far as the container goes. And the tree's gnarly, and a bunch of reverse taper, and you know, who knows what I'm eventually gonna do with this thing. Yeah.